Well, I was counting, trying to count when I last felt sick, and I know when it was. Mid-October of 2016, I went to St. Louis, Missouri, and I didn't take enough jackets. Like, I didn't realize how cold it was going to be. And so we were outside a lot, and it was like for 3 days straight. We're outside at night, and it was very windy and cold. So I just had that cold wind on me for 3 days. We were inside a lot too, but when we went out, it was cold and windy. And I remember within the week after that trip getting home and not feeling well. Sorry, trouble with the children. So, October. So, within the week, I got home from that trip and I started to get that, head cold, sinus, snot, all that horrible congestion and everything. And you know how that goes. That takes like forever to clear up. It's so annoying. It took probably a month, I'll say. I don't really know how long that took to clear up, but let's just say to feel 100%, no more mucus whatsoever, no more sniffles, nothing. It took a month or so. So that was mid-October. So let's just say all of December, all of January, and now halfway through February, the coldest months of the year. I have not had anything whatsoever. No sniffles, no congestion, no colds, no headaches, nothing whatsoever that has made me feel less than awesome, which is so great, right? My kids, my husband is always healthy. In fact, 2 weeks ago, he stayed home from work. It was a Wednesday. He stayed home from work because he felt a head cold coming on. He laid down the whole day, took triple dose of Juice Plus, some elderberry tincture that we have, and that night he was like, I feel great. The next day he went to work like nothing. But he was achy. He never had a fever, but we were like, oh no, you're achy. What if you have the flu? But he was fine that night. So that was awesome. Now, last night, it's funny, I was walking my dogs, and and trying to remember like when the last time the kids were sick. I remember last year, it must have been maybe August, September. Ivan had a sudden fever, and it was like from being totally fine to 103 fever, 102 fever, and it escalated into this weird respiratory thing. Like that afternoon at 1-ish, his fever hit. That afternoon at like 5-ish, he was like taking breaths in between his words. I was like, this is crazy, let's go to the doctor. So we took an x-ray and everything looked normal, but he was obviously having respiratory problems. Something was wrong. So they put him on antibiotics, which is so painful to me. That was the second time in his life on antibiotics. And then they gave him some breathing treatments and he was fine. But then, oh, I remember why. My theory for him getting that was his immune system was weak because he had to be on antibiotics like a month before for some weird like infectious rash that just like blew up on his lower abdomen, and it petrified me. So I put him on antibiotics for that. And then the next month he got this respiratory thing. So my theory was his immune system was shot from that round of antibiotics, so he got this respiratory thing, whatever it was. Well, that went away, and I like worked so hard to like have no sugar in his diet, no treats, just fruits and vegetables, lots of Juice Plus, lots of tinctures to build his immune system back up. And he didn't get sick and hasn't been sick since. No sniffles, nothing. But yesterday, Saturday, he was saying that his throat felt a little scratchy. So we stayed in all day. I gave him double Juice Plus. In fact, he told me I need some extra Juice Plus. So he took extra Juice Plus, took some elderberry tincture, and we just rested a lot. We played Guess Who. We watched a documentary. We read a lot of books. And so it was a very relaxing day, which is so good, right, for your body when you're coming down with something. And today is Sunday. He slept till almost 9, but he woke up telling me that his head feels heavy. So I'm assuming it's a good idea to stay home. That's what we're going to do. His head feels heavy, so that's probably a head cold coming on, right? But his sore throat is gone, he said. So it's been maybe 4 months since maybe 5 months, 5 or 6 months since he's had anything, not even the sniffles. And then Joelle had some sort of asthmatic stuff in November for about a week. And I think that was brought on by playing in the leaves, because 4 years ago he played in the leaves and he had asthma for like a week. And so I never let him play in the leaves. Well, he was playing in the leaves and my mom was leaf blowing and all that stuff getting in his face. He had like asthmatic, not being able to breathe for like a week. So we had to do breathing treatments, but that cleared up and it never brought on fever, like neither one of them. So no fever, it wasn't an infection or anything like that. It was just asthma. And so, or maybe like some particles got into his lungs and it was really causing some issues. But that was over in a week. And so that's been our sickness in the last 6 months. We've all had one thing, none of it major, except Ivan's. I think Ivan's was probably like developing pneumonia or something. It was so scary. But we caught it so fast that whatever it was didn't have the chance to develop. But we had to use medication for that. And sometimes you don't play, you know. I'm all about natural, but I'm sorry. Sometimes when it comes to breathing or, you know, the rash, like if it hadn't been where it was, I don't have to go into too much detail, I would have probably gone the natural route. But because of where it was and what it was doing to where it was, I was like, I want antibiotics. This is no joke. Like, I am not playing with this. So normally I would have done activated charcoal or honey, garlic, whatever, something topical that would fight the rash. But it was so scary that I was like, antibiotics. And so that's what we did that time around. But usually we avoid the doctor at all costs unless it's like very serious, because we usually get sick when we go to the doctor. It's like excuse me. It's like, I don't know, like an oxymoron. You go to the doctor to get well, you leave and you get sick. So, anyway, we're home today because he said, yesterday was his itchy throat, today he feels fine, but his head feels heavy, and so I want to give his little body an opportunity to rest up and fight whatever he might be developing. So we're definitely going to take Double Juice Plus, have some bone broth at lunch, elderberry syrup, we already took that, and making some yummy breakfast, and have fruits and vegetables, and lots of water, and let that body heal up. You know, the way he's feeling right now, this is when I would take Tylenol and face the day anyway, right? We're not taking anything. We're just going to rest our bodies, give our bodies what they need, watch our pastor preach on YouTube, and Sunday school on YouTube also, actually, and have worship and stuff in the house, in the living room together. My husband's in the music ministry, so he already left to church like an hour before the kids were even awake, and so he'll be there and we'll be here. And I think this is often the step that, you know, people don't take when their kids start to get sick. They'll just load them up with Tylenol or whatever to get that instant gratification, that instant relief, where it's not the best route, because your body is able and wants to fight off whatever it's developing, and in fact it makes it stronger to give it the opportunity to fight, right? So instead of medicating, let's just let it run its course, you know. Let it run its course, and that's just going to make you that much stronger. So that's our plan today. I hope you all have a wonderful Lord's Day, and I'm happy I got dressed so my husband comes home, I'll look nice, even though I'm home with a sort of sick child. I can't say sick because he's not. He's just starting to feel under the weather, you know. So today's Sunday. I guess the first signs of his not feeling well were yesterday, scratchy throat. Today, scratchy throat's gone, feeling a little heavy in the head. I'm going to keep track of this and see how fast we can knock it out.